seeing my dad work so hard for all those years, for him, he was like bedridden, like to see him like just not walking and then crawling. One thing about my dad though, he never gave up. He was super resistant and persistent.
Can we put a foot in their ass, please? No, that fool. They wanna act stupid.
Which, like, that part of me, I know where I get that from. But yeah, like, just to remind you, they were just like, nah, you're not gonna make it. Like 2 weeks, you got tops. And his cancer went into readmission and everything. He ended up going back to work, driving and everything. That's another story. But I got that. I got to see. I was with him with that, you know. I was super stressful and depressed at first, and it wasn't for John. If John didn't come back, John was actually supposed to go to be in Japan. He came back, canceled his trip, and it was just there the entire time. Him, my brother Thomas, and then my dad family came up. So my Uncle Wyatt, like their family just came. They just showed up, you know, which was such a blessing. Because we was like stressed because my dad wanted him to fight it naturally, and we didn't know what we was doing. You know, we did our best, but it was like through research, through here, but everything was really, John had gave us a formula, and from things that because he would travel and he would get all this information about health, just the people that was in his life when he was growing up, like his best friend, who's just his brother Wyman, and his Wyman's mother is into health, Miss Fisher. So he was like, Miss Fisher was the one who actually schooled him, put him on health. So yeah, so John was always the type of person where he was just like, just make connections, take in information, be humble, take in information, then he'll share it, just regurgitate it back out. And then do more digging. He would always say like deep dive. So he would deep dive the information more out of gratitude, and then he would regurgitate that out and then share. And he was like, he had to share because again, the information that was given to him was free. So again, so this just to give you like a snippet about like the character of my brother, right? So okay, so back to the story. So I remember when John came back and he looked at me, he was like, yo, you look like shit. Like straight up. And again, he's also straight up. He was like, yo, you look like shit. He was like, how you gonna help another person heal when you're not even taking care of yourself? Like, you look like shit. That energy is going into them. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, and I wasn't eating, I wasn't taking care of myself, like, I wasn't doing none of that. I was just surely like tunnel vision, like, oh, dad, like, you know, around the clock, we making juices from scratch, we're making certain foods from scratch, like, everything was around the clock, like, so yeah, so me, my mom, like, and then taking my dad back to the bathroom, like, helping my mom with everything, so they thought like, okay, maybe he want to get like to detox, and that got too much. It was just like back and forth. And the cool thing about my dad was he was just letting us just pretty much, he'd be the guinea pig. He didn't care. He was just, as long as I get this cancer out, like, and he was cool with just trying new things to fight it off naturally. But it got too much, I think, because of the energy of like the fear. Like, my mom was super fearful because she had fear of loss because side note, my dad was my mom's only boyfriend, and they got married. So she was like, he was her only lover, her only boyfriend. She was like, he was her life pretty much. Like, and she was a stay-at-home mom. So she had so much fear of loss, like losing my dad. And then we just reciprocated with that energy because we're looking at her, that it's our dad. We never seen my dad in this vulnerable state because he was always so strong. You know, I never seen him sick. So to be at this magnitude of like, you know, your health is depleting, it was just like, oh my God. Like, you know, I didn't know what to do. Like, the thought of my dad leaving, I had suicidal thoughts. Like, that's how strong, like, you know, the connection. I'm like, no, like, I wouldn't be able to stand him leaving at that time, you know. So yeah, so you can imagine, like, you know, the energy is like super intense, you know, and that's why he was like, yo, this shit is not healthy, like, y'all need to take a step back. So my dad ended up going to the hospital, and he was like, hey, just having faith with no matter how it comes, whether it's natural or not natural. So that's what he did. He ended up doing like chemo, which actually worked well for him because he was doing chemo and that. So he was taking chemo like a champ, like, because he was doing the natural stuff in the background. And then we found my brother Thomas is amazing when it comes to like finding information as well. He's also really good with problem solving. This is funny, like John's twin, they're like polar opposite, but they're the same at the same time. It's just different expressions. So Thomas is like, he's always there. He's always there as well.